Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorda. I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today. And if you want to call in, you guys want to call in 570-530-8316. There you go. So phone lines are open if you want to call in and ask questions. All right, guys, let's get it started. There was no action last week. So we're going to go straight to the schedule. And now this is when the schedule really starts to pick up. So late January into February, and February is a good month. February's got a lot of fights on the docket here. January 24th, Friday, ESPN Plus, Naoya Inoue versus Yijun Kim. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed featherweight championship. January 25th, Saturday on ESPN Plus, Omar Chavez versus Maceo Rodriguez, 10 rounds super middleweights. And also January 25th, on DAZN from Las Vegas, we're going to have Diego Pacheco versus Steve Nelson. There you go. Also on January 25th, a doubleheader here on DAZN here. Dalton Smith versus Waleed Wiza, 12 rounds, junior welterweights. So there you go. That's the stuff coming up. And then, of course, February 1st, 2 weeks out, David Benavidez, the big one. David Benavidez versus David Morrell, 12 rounds for Benavidez' WBC interim light heavyweight title and Morrell's WBA light heavyweight title. Brandon Figueroa on that card against Stephen Fulton. Isaac Cruz versus Angel Fierro on that card. So, yeah, we'll talk about that, but we'll talk about that more. Babe, I want to talk about the Inoue fight on January 24th. If you guys recall, this was where Sam Goodman was cut. They delayed the fight because it was supposed to take place right around Christmas. They delayed the fight. He was cut again. How it happens, I have no idea. So he's out. And they got this guy, the guy from Korea, Yijun Kim. People, I've never seen him fight. We don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know anything about him. I know Koreans from Korean boxers. They're typically the stereotype is they're very tough. They're very tough fighters. They may not be as athletic, I guess, maybe for lack of a better term. But they are tough and they can fight, and they are very well schooled. Do you give Yijun Kim any chance here against Inoue? Wow. Oh, that's disrespectful. None.
Tell the truth, man.
It's tough. It's tough, right? Because you could say that, and I'm sure I'm sure Kim was training and everything like that, but he wasn't training for this guy.
No.
You know what I mean? He's not training for this guy. And the same thing with Inoue. He was training for a different guy, but he was in training. He was in like hard training for a title fight. It's tough. I mean, you'd love to see a Rocky story here. I mean, you really would. You'd love to see a Rocky story here where there's a scenario where Kim, gets the better of him possibly, but yeah, I don't see it, man. Inoue on his worst day is beating guys, upper echelon guys. Yijun Kim, like I said, I don't know too much about him. I'll tell you what. Let me look at this box rec, see if it's on box rec yet. Yeah, Yijun Kim is from South Korea, Orthodox fighter. 21 wins, 2 losses. He's never been knocked out before. He's got 13 wins by KO. It's not exactly a murderer's row, as you can imagine on his sheet here, but tons of them taking place in South Korea. I think he's been to Mexico to fight. He's been to the U.S. He's been to Australia, Bangkok. you know. So he's fought, and now he'll fight in Japan. So he's fought around the world. This isn't like a, he's 21-2. Omar Rodriguez, yeah, you're right. The Rocky story does start with a loss, but I'd love to see a good fight here. Can we at least hope for a good fight, or you think Inway steamrolls him within 6 rounds?
Steamroll.
Oh, you didn't even give this guy any hope. Nothing.
Yeah.
No hope, no nothing. You just...
I hate it when I have like zero enthusiasm for a fight. And sometimes I can muster it up as the fight gets close.
You're not even...
I don't think it can happen in this one.
This is a Japanese fight, man. The morning fights, baby.
The only way I can get stimulated while watching this fight is if Asia Carrera comes over the house and watches it with me.
Stop it.
I'm just being honest.
Asia Carrera. Isn't that porn star? Who is Tia Carrera? Tia Carrera was the actress,
She's
like
the
legit actress.
Asia Carrera.
She's the legit actress. Asia Carrera is that old porn star.
She's not old. Come on.
Dude, she's old. How old is she? Hold on. Let me look it up.
Prime. She's in her prime.
She's in her prime.
She's in her prime.
Yeah, like 40 years ago.
She's like 2 years younger than me, man. She's in her prime.
Asia Carrera, as described from Google, American former pornographic film actress. Let's see. She's 51, dude.
She's in great shape, man. Come on.
She's 51, bro.
It's okay.
She's 51.
Lots of experience. That's not showing us some respect, man. Please.
Can you imagine how many times that girl's been run through?
Whoa! Please, please. A little decorum here.
I love that that's your dream girl. I really do. Because I'll tell you this, if you ever met her, I think you got a shot. Because, 75,000 other guys had their shot at her.
Please. There's no need for this.
I'm just saying, man, you're the Beeb. Shoot your sights high. Not on this chick, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean,
okay, come on.
What am I doing? She's an entrepreneur, an intpreneur. Rodriguez, an intpreneur, whatever that is. An entrepreneur. Hey, Beeb. Oh, look at Big Texan coming out. I said, baby, he can help stimulate you too. I mean, what?
Please.
And I guarantee he's had less than Asia Carrera.
Please.
No question. Tony said not too old to get it. Is she on OnlyFans?
I don't think so.
She could probably escort. She's probably escorting now, I wonder.
No, come on, Eric. She doesn't do that.
Oh, that's above her? Well, I'm sorry.
She's retired, man. Come on.
She retired from what?
She's living on her ex-husband's pension. He passed away. Don Lemon, that guy. His name is Don Lemon.
I remember. Yeah, Don Lemon. He's like a big fitness dude.
Yeah.
Big fitness guru or something like that.
He receives his. She receives his pension.
Yeah, he was a big time fitness influencer.
Yeah, he was a trainer.
Back before. Yeah. Yeah.
Making good money doing that too.
He's a big dude, man. Yeah. She's on her third virginity.
We just started now. Now you got these guys in the chat. Get these guys going at the poor girl.
It's cold-blooded, man. I'm just saying.
People need to make a living, man.
I mean, like I said, if it was,
Did her best.
nobody's gonna argue with that.
Do you know she was part of Mensa? She's got a incredibly high IQ. Remember Bobby Ches? He was in Mensa too.
Bobby Ches was in Mensa. Ches was legit in Mensa. Asia Carrera,
she's in Mensa.
Not real sure about.
Look it up.
How did she get into Mensa?
On pure merit, please. Enough with that, please. I'm so glad I have this show is not for kids checked off into the settings here.
You're pining over some porn star. What's the matter with you?
She's retired.
I thought you were going to say something else, and I was like, she's retired?
Yes. Huh.
Every pump gives her an extra IQ point. It couldn't even be like, Aisha Carrera for real. Like that's your dream chick. Come on, babe. Stop it.
No,
You're thinking about like Aisha Carrera like back in the 80s.
You know what my dream chick is? I like Halle Berry, man.
Yeah, see, I'm not.
You don't like her either. See,
I'm not
you're
into
very
it.
picky, man.
I'm not. I'm very picky. I'm very picky. I used to like Pam Anderson right before she had Hep C, and then I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Was that a deal breaker?
For me, yeah, I think so. I mean,
What
does
if
Hep
she got
C
a
go
clean bill
away?
of health? What if she got a clean bill of health?
I might think about it then. But like she's been around. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, not like she's sitting on a block of ice waiting for me. I mean, I'm just saying, she got in the midst of like gagging on the men.
Please. This is insane.
Omar said he migrated from Halle Berry to Ana de Armas. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
I don't know. Halle Berry, yeah, Halle Berry's never been a really one. I don't know. She's cute, but not really
cute.
My thing,
I like the personality too. Very rambunctious young lady. I mean, very rambunctious.
Rambunctious. All right, so let's get back to the matter at hand here.
Okay.
Enough about Beeb's love life here and with ex-porn stars. So, Kim has no shot here. You give him no shot. That's cold-blooded. Okay, so would you bet on this fight?
No.
Would you bet a knockout in the first round? Any kind of
I would bet a knockout.
You said that like you were so offended when I said, would you bet this fight? No, absolutely not. You were like so offended
I would have to do
by that question.
I would do a KO in 3 rounds. Under 3
round KO. All right. All right. So you said he ain't going nowhere. He might as well not even show up for this fight.
I mean, everyone's got a right to earn a living, man. But I just don't see him winning the fight.
Wow. Beeb taking a dump all over the Korean dude, man. That's not cool. Not cool. I give him a shot. I give him a better than average shot to win because he's unknown. Nobody's seen him. But yeah, Inway's walking this dude. Inway's going to walk this dude about 6 rounds. 6 rounds or less. You're looking for a bet? Yeah, Inoue 6 rounds or less.
Yeah.
There you go. Omar Chavez, I'm not really interested in that fight. It looks like a little comeback fight or something. I don't know what he's doing. Diego Pacheco versus Steve Nelson's another one that I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay fight.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then the other one is in Nottingham, Dalton Smith. A lot of people seem to like him. And then, of course, the following week, February 1st, David Benavidez, Eric Morrell. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a really
that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that.
That should be a really, really good one here. David Houston, yeah, the Rams just lost. I get it, man. Hey, listen, Bengals didn't even get there. So, hey, Rams had a great season. My Lions, Beeb, my Detroit Lions.
I like the
lost.
Chiefs. I like the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
The Lions. Forget about the Lions, man.
I like the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Forget about the Lions, buddy. You're like mini mush, man. You picked up the Lions and look what you did.
That was terrible.
A Jonah. We call people like you a Jonah.
A Jonah?
Yeah.
What do you call it? What do you a Jonah?
You know what Jonah is?
No, I don't.
Like a jinx in Boston. I call you a Jonah.
A Jonah. That's the first time I've ever heard that. A Jonah. All right. Well, those are the upcoming fights, man. Let's get into the news. And we have a ton of news this week here. Beeb, news and rumors. It's just about official. What did I say?
You've been saying this for a while. You were very, very adamant, confident, very sure that this fight was going to happen, and it looks like you're going to be right.
Yeah, Jerry is ducking the king of Baltimore, in case anybody's asking. Yeah, this is crazy. So, my man, friend of the show, by the way, Mike Coppinger, where let's just say I get all my news from him. All right. Says that the Canelo Crawford fight is going to take place on Mexican Independence Day weekend in September. Mexican Independence September, baby. We got it. It's this close to being official. And let me tell you what, my man Mike Coppinger said so. You just take it to the bank right now.
Can I tell you what Mike Coppinger's like? Since I live in Revere, beach is about 8 minutes away. Hop, skip, and a jump, right? So when you're driving around, sometimes you go like to a shopping mall or shopping plaza, and you'll see like scraps on the ground, and the seagulls will fly in from the beach, and they'll pick up the scraps that are left behind by people or other animals, right? That's what Mike Coppinger is. He's a seagull. Someone will break the news, right? And then he just picks up the crumbs that they leave behind, and he steals the headline. He's a seagull. Doesn't get it, doesn't hunt for his own food, right? Doesn't hunt for his own stories, right? He just takes what's left behind. He's what I like to call, he's a definition of a clout chaser, this guy.
Yeah, thank you, Beeb. I think you're wrong. I think you're very wrong. So there. Let me tell you what, you didn't even know about this until I informed you about it. And then you make up some stupid thing about Turkey al-Sheikh, set it on YouTube.
I sent you the interview.
That interview was.
I sent you the interview.
The Coppinger thing was older than that. Let's just say that.
You know how many times Dan Raphael has had to call out Mike Coppinger for stealing his stories?
Dan Raphael was fired from ESPN, son. I don't even know who that is anymore.
Yeah, but he wasn't fired because of his work. He got caught stealing food out of the employee commissary. All right?
What? No, he didn't.
I swear to God.
Shut up. Where did you hear this at?
He couldn't stay out.
Hold on. No.
He could not stay out of the cafeteria.
We're not going any further with this.
He could not stay out of the cafeteria.
Where did you find this out at? That is not
I don't
true.
Want to get people in trouble.
It's defamation. And let me tell you what,
food costs.
Defamation.
Listen.
What's wrong with you? Now you're gonna fat shame that dude? You're gonna fat shame that dude.
Listen, I'm doing it for his own good. He's clinically obese. I want him to live a long life.
You're doing it for his own good.
I want him to live a long life. Okay.
Oh my God.
Now, what I heard, this is what was told to me. The food cost went up about 70% since he started working there.
You know, that's not nice.
And they had to do some investigation, and they had him on camera going into the cafeteria after hours, going to town.
Going to town.
Going to town.
Stop it.
So if he had more self-control, he'd still be at ESPN right now, but he couldn't do it.
What's the matter with you? I mean, get it together over there.
I'm not happy.
What are you guys doing in Boston over there, man? Get it together.
I'm not happy about having to say this, but
you're not happy about it. Well, there's no anchor tied to you for saying it. I mean, come on.
Sometimes you got to say you got to say the uncomfortable truths.
Stupid.
You got to do it.
Stephen 47 brings up a really good point. Bud will be 38 in September. 38. And Andrew says, I like Bud, but he didn't even drop Madrimov. I don't think it's a case of him knocking out Canelo. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think he can outbox Canelo, though. But he's 38. How old is Canelo now? What is he, 36? How old is Canelo?
No, I think he's like 34.
Yeah, I think he's a young.
You have to remember, he's
34. Yeah, he is 34.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of miles on him.
He's got a lot of miles.
This is a dude who's been boxing since what? He was 15?
Yeah, he's been boxing for I think around 20 years now. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot, man. He's got a lot of miles on him too. So I could see Canelo going south any minute as well. But when we saw Crawford against Madrimov, was that slippage or was Madrimov just that good? We're going to find out. We're going to find out here when Madrimov fights again.
Yeah.
But
I gotta be honest with you, Eric. I said that was going to be a tough fight for Crawford. Madrimov is a really good fighter.
Yeah.
I do believe he's a really good fighter. So I'm not going to I did have Crawford edging that out, 115 and 113, but I do like how he kind of poured it on at the end, and he picked up the pace when he needed to. I don't think Crawford. I do not think Crawford looked bad in that fight. I just think Madrimov was a solid fighter.
I'll tell you what, man. It is. I mean, when you look at Crawford, he does have a tendency he turns it on. He's always in shape. That guy wrestles, so I know he's super strong.
Yeah.
I think he's a lot stronger than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
I think he's real strong. Will he be stronger than Canelo? Probably not, but I'll tell you what, I don't know that Canelo's going to be able to bully him. And you know what I mean? He's not going to be able to walk him down.
Canelo's not a physical fighter per se, but he's an aggressive, he's a pretty aggressive guy on the inside when he wants to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's see here. Bud won't outbox Canelo. He's not Spence. It's kind of an odd comment, I guess. The Madrimov fight was close, but we gave it to Bud.
Yeah, I had Bud winning that fight 115 and 113. Did you have it close, Eric, or did you have Bud?
Yeah, no, I had it close. I thought Madrimov did a really good job there.
Some people had it a draw. Some people thought it was a draw. So
yeah, he surprised me. Who is Madrimov fighting next again?
He's fighting Virgil Ortiz, and I actually am picking Madrimov.
I think Madrimov beats him too.
I'm picking Madrimov. Yeah, I think Madrimov or Madrimov. I forget how you pronounce. I think it's Madrimov. Yeah, I've heard it pronounced both ways. I don't want to disrespect the guy.
And I mean, that was a good fight. Him and Crawford was definitely a good fight, and him and Ortiz that's a banger too. So this fight does intrigue me. It really does. This is out of all the fights I wanted to see, this is the one. However, here's the issue. The fight is going to take place in September. Do both guys, for Crawford to be off until September, that's a long time. Do both guys take an interim?
I was hearing that Canelo would possibly be fighting in May. But again, Eric, I'm not a big fan of these interim fights because sometimes strange things happen during these fights, whether it be an injury, someone upsets the apple cart. I would rather them both go into the fight, because you can make the argument both guys are coming off long layoffs, so no one's really going to have an advantage in that category. If both guys are coming off long layoffs, then that there's no advantage there for either guy.
And I tell you what, I've never seen Crawford with ring rust. I mean, from what I understand, he's like a gym rat. He's in there. They have to throw him out of the gym.
Yeah,
he's that guy. So in this fight, I give Crawford a chance here. I think he's a lot of people are
giving him a chance.
I think he's a very live dog. You figure he's at 154, 168. He's gaining 14 pounds. I get it, but I'm sure that's what he walks around at anyway. He walks around in that weight anyway. And
I've been saying this all along, Eric. I do not think that Crawford's going to go into survival mode like Charlo.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think he's going to do what Charlo did. I don't see replicating that at all.
And what surprised me about the Charlo thing is Charlo has enough to get his attention, and to get his respect, and he never did in that fight.
No,
I don't feel like he ever did. I feel like he just got walked over.
I was very
almost like he was just intimidated.
He did look intimidated in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
He really did. Who else looked intimidated in the fight too was Berlanga.
Yes,
Berlanga. Yeah, he looked a little bit. For
all the mess he talked and everything before the fight, he looked intimidated in there. And I think that I think those Canelo shots that I know he throws hard, but who early on, like, who are you handicapping in this fight? Who do you got winning this fight?
I can see Canelo stopping him, but I'm just gonna be a little conservative. I'm gonna say Canelo by decision.
Canelo by decision.
I'm gonna go Canelo by decision. I think that's the safest pick. Again, it's not impossible for Crawford to win. I don't know, man. I think Canelo got very quick hands. He's got great timing. I think Canelo will go to the body early in the fight. And I think and Crawford has not been moving a lot in these last couple of fights. Like I remember the last time I seen him really get on his bicycle, not say bicycle, but Last time I saw him really fight on the perimeter and use a lot of the ring was against Victor Postol.
I was just about to say Postal. Yeah, I was just about to say Postal. But that was years and years ago.
Long time. And from there on out, he's been very aggressive. He's been taking chances. Guys have been getting to him. I'm not saying they've rocked him. I thought Mean Machine did have a legitimate knockdown against him.
Well,
Crawford is not. Crawford's an older guy. He's not moving a lot. Like, he's starting to change up his style. Like, remember Andre Ward used to be a mover, and then as his career went on, he started to stay in the pocket a little more. Bernard Hopkins was the same thing.
You and I both know what that's caused by.
Yeah, I mean, that's just age. That's just wearing.
That's age, man, and that's your legs not being the same as they were.
So this whole thing about Crawford just being able to out finesse Canelo, and Canelo's not going to be able to touch him. I don't see that. I don't see that. I think this could be a very problematic fight for Crawford. I like Crawford a lot. And
could this be another Sugar Ray Hagler fight?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because
I mean, I don't know.
The thing with Crawford too is he's not a fast starter either. So who's going to win the early rounds in this fight, Eric? He did get off to a pretty fast start against Spence, but usually he's not a fast starter. He wasn't a fast starter against Porter, right? Against Porter, that fight was pretty close up until he started to put his foot on the gas a little bit. I thought he was winning that fight, even when they told him he was down or whatever. I had him winning that fight. I had him up slightly though. I think.
Yeah, it was a close fight. Listen, it's harder to just run over Sean Porter. I mean,
Sean Porter made a good account of himself in that fight.
Oh, for sure. Well, they knew him. Apparently, they knew everybody real well. Everybody knew everybody real well because they've all been through the same camp.
They've been to camp together and stuff. Sure, yeah.
For sure.
Came up in the amateurs together.
And that makes a difference. You don't think it does, but it makes a difference. It does.
100% it does.
Who was it? Gary Russell was calling out. Remember when Gary Russell was calling out Terrence Crawford? And I think that Crawford
was he calling out Terrence Crawford, or was he calling out?
No, he was calling out Terrence Crawford, I thought.
Really?
Because those two were going back and forth. And,
yes, you're right, because they had a back and forth. Yeah.
They had the banner back and forth. But those two came up through the same. They were on the same Olympic team and everything like that. I think Crawford was like an alternate or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, so when you know somebody like that, it's a lot more difficult than when it's different, man, because they know your tendencies and you know theirs, and it's different, man. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So September. So I believe that the guys do take a fight in between here. I think that it's Canelo's going to fight one of the usual suspects or whatever.
Do you think Crawford takes a fight in between, because he's no stranger to taking long layoffs?
I don't know.
I
really don't know. If he does, it's not going to be against anybody. It'll be against a window washer or something like that,
Canelo really likes to have those two fights every year, May and September. So
I
could see him fighting in May.
I don't see him fighting anybody dangerous.
No.
I
don't think Bud will I'm not 100% sure Bud will have an interim fight, but
I don't think he minds those layoffs.
Yeah.
But he's always in shape,
I suspect Canelo will probably have a fight in May. I've been hearing rumblings about that.
Yeah. That'll be interesting, man.
Why do they have to do the fight in September? Why can't they do the fight in May?
Who knows?
What the fuck?
Who knows? That's what kind of shocked me too. I'm like, in September, well, then who's he going to fight in May? Because he always fights in May.
And I don't want to be a negative Nelly here, but if I have one criticism of Turki Al-Sheikh, why does he always have these interim bouts before the big one? We like the Fury fight with Usyk. That almost blew up in his face with Ngannou, right? I thought,
and we both thought Ngannou won that fight.
Yeah, so that fight, he almost blew the Usyk fight, and then you blew the Wilder Joshua fight because you had them in interim fights, and Wilder ends up losing to Parker. Put them right in there. I don't like these interim fights because, again, injuries can happen, upsets can happen, anything can happen. So I'm just not a big fan of slow playing these fights. I don't like it.
No, I'm not either.
It's not my thing.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to that in September, I guess. And I I'm like you. I'm wondering, if that fight's signed or whatever, or what'll happen. All right, so let's switch gears here, man. Let's go to the heavyweight division where Tyson Fury has retired. Tyson Fury took to social media to announce his retirement again. Babe, does this retirement stick? Listen, he's what is he? 3? Because I thought he lost to Ngannou. I thought he lost both times to Usyk.
Here's the thing, Eric. He's getting older. He looked very heavy. Did not look like he. I'm not saying he did or he didn't, but he did not look like he really trained for this second fight. But 36 years old now, coming off of 2 losses. Circumstances are different this time, so this one could be for good. But
yeah.
I have a feeling that maybe Turki Al-Sheikh can open up the piggy bank here and lure him back out for one more fight against Joshua.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Real Prison Talk with Tommy. Thank you so much, my friend. He said Bud should go for a belt at 160 before Canelo. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I think he's done belt chasing. He wants the money.
Yeah, he
wants the money. Yeah, he doesn't care about that. And I don't know. Real Prison Talk with Tommy. I got to check that out, man. That sounds interesting as heck, man.
And what kind of that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, is that a pod? I'm sure it's like a podcast on YouTube or something like that. So yeah, I'm definitely checking that one out. That sounds awesome. Aaron Daly said he still wants to see the AJ Fury fight. It's still massive over here.
Yeah, I mean, if I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't.
I agree.
It's not something that I have to see.
Well, check this out. So ironically enough, as soon as Fury retired, Anthony Joshua goes on social media and calls out Tyson Fury. So, I don't know.
What is Anthony Joshua going to do? Because like Martin Bacoli is calling out Anthony Joshua, and Turki Al-Sheikh said that
he ain't going anywhere near Martin Bacoli. Let me tell you that.
Turki Al-Sheikh said that's a fight that he wouldn't mind doing in Africa because they're both African.
They're both African
descent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I want to see Martin Bacoli fight again, and I want to see him fight somebody big again.
Yeah,
because he was impressive. I mean, he was very impressive. Good. He took Jared Anderson down like nobody had, and I mean that was amazing.
That was a beating.
Steven says Bacoli will KO AJ. Yeah, you're 100% right there. So that brings me to my next one, and this all ties together. Deontay Wilder is coming back. He is signed to fight Curtis Harper. Curtis Harper has a record of 18 wins and 11 losses. You guys may remember Curtis Harper from his biggest fight against F.A. Ajagba. When the bell rang, he's the one that walked out of the ring. That's the guy, okay? That's the guy. He's going to fight Wilder now. That's the guy. So, yeah. So Turki Al-Sheikh actually stated that he wants to have Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder.
If the Fury fight can't be made, yeah.
Tyson Fury stays retired. That's the fight he wants. Curtis Harper walked out of the ring. Listen, man, you've seen a lot of boxing in your life. I've seen a lot of boxing in mine. I never saw somebody walk in the ring.
Well, Eric,
walk out of the ring when the bell rang.
If that fight happens and it somehow ends up being on my television screen, like Curtis
somehow ends up on my TV screen. And Beeb watches anything too. That's the telltale sign right now. Beeb will watch 2 pigeons fight on a street corner, okay? And Beeb said, if the fight happens to be on my TV, I don't even know if it happens
to end up on my TV screen, right?
If Survivor's not on that night and it comes on, it just comes on,
Curtis Harper walked out of the ring. I'll be walking out of my living room because I'm not going to be watching that fight.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, Deontay Wilder and Curtis Harper.
If I'm just like channel surfing, then that ends up coming up on my TV screen. Just like he walked out of the ring, I'll walk out of my living room.
What do you think about an AJ Joshua, a possible matchup there?
I'll probably walk out of my living room if that one ends up on my screen too.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I'm not crazy about that.
Joshua, I think Joshua probably has more left in the tank than Wilder. because Wilder did not look good against
No,
Zhang.
Wilder's
He hasn't
looked
looked
worse
good.
than Joshua has.
Yeah, Wilder has
Yeah.
he's looked shop worn. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to see anybody get hurt, man.
And
Because
Eric,
these guys can hit, man.
I'm really excited for that Joseph Parker Daniel Dubois fight. I really like that.
That's a good fight. I'm telling you, man. That's a
that
good
card,
fight.
It's not even an understatement of how great that card is on February 22nd. That is a phenomenal card.
Is that better than repeat of the revenge of the rematches or whatever it was? The King card with that four title.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
It's the fact that I have to think about it.
Right. They just let you
tells you something.
And I tell you what.
I couldn't
now,
say.
Listen, there were 4. Okay, there were 4 fights, 4 title fights.
Yeah.
But they were 4, and they were 4 like as we viewed it competitive. The McClellan fight wasn't that competitive.
Yeah,
but
Julian Jackson.
They were competitive. You know, they were competitive fights looking at them. But they have this card is bigger and it has more fights on it. I could watch that card from top to bottom.
I'm going to tell you this. This card's better than the Don King card.
I think it is too. I agree with you.
These fights, there's more great fights on this card.
Yes.
And they're tight fights. They're really they're all competitive fights.
Yeah.
So I'll rethink that and say, yes, this one's better than the Don King card.
So Omar Rodriguez apparently has a question. He says, "People watch a 50-year-old Asian chick do porn, but he won't watch Curtis Harper. That's cold-blooded.
She's retired. She's not doing porn anymore, okay?
If I wanted to see some of her work, can I go on the internet and do that?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do in your free time. That's up to you.
Just saying, I could find her.
I mean, if you want to take her and the kids,
doing her favorite position somewhere.
For me, I would take her and the kids miniature golf and maybe get an ice cream. I mean, we'd have a nice day.
Watch her deep throat the ice cream. What are you going to do?
Whoa, please!
The ice cream.
Oh. Enough with that.
5820. Andrew, you're right. 5820.
Listen, I'm 55. I can't pick and choose like I used to.
Well, she's got a lot of miles on her too. You know, I mean, no question. So yeah, you're 50. She's got yeah.
Pretty soon I'll be getting that senior citizens discount at Dunkin' Donuts. I'll give it 30-cent cup of coffee, man. I'm getting close to it, man. I'm 55, bro. I'm turning the corner here.
I know, isn't that crazy? Yeah, 1985 was 40 years ago. Like, I don't remember stuff that happened in 1980. You remember 1985, you know? Like, you remember the 80s and stuff. Like,
I got up this morning and I put my feet down and I stood up. And it was like a box of Snap, Crackle, and Pop with all them little cracks from my knees and my joints and shit.
That's it. Like,
I mean, I'm falling apart here.
I can't lift my shoulder. Every time I put my hand on my shoulder and I lift it, I can hear the cracks, you know? Right. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Insanity.
So Chris Eubank, Beeb, and Conor Benn have been signed. Fight is targeted for April 26th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is scheduled to take place at 160 pounds. They said something about a rehydration to 170.
I'm happy about that. But here's the thing, and I was talking to Maestro about this.
Is this fight a mismatch, Beeb? I mean, come on. This fight's a mismatch.
I think Eubank's going to stop him. I think it's kind of a mismatch. No disrespect to Ben. But this is my theory, and you tell me what you think about this. Because Chris Eubank was so adamant about doing the 55-45 split. So then Team Ben probably came back with, okay, you want the 55% so bad? I'm going to throw a rehydration clause in there. And this reminds me, and I talked to Meister about this. We did a show on this on Saturday. This reminds me of when Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler fought. Because remember, Sugar Ray Leonard wanted 12 rounds instead of 15. Then he wanted like a bigger ring instead of like Hagler wanted like an 18-inch.
Small ring. Yeah, he wanted a small ring.
18 or 20-foot ring. And I guess the ring ended up being like 22 or I think it was 22, whatever, because Leonard wanted the bigger ring. So what did he do in order to get those things? He paid, Hagler got more money. So Ray took less, Hagler took more, but Ray got what he wanted in terms of stipulations for the fight. This is a similar situation if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just speculating here that, as how this thing went down in negotiations. Because I know Eubank was adamant about 55-45. Okay, so if you're going to do that now, so then Ben comes back with, okay, if you want that, then this is what I want.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you take the money and you make concessions for the fight, that doesn't always pan out. It didn't pan out. It didn't pan out for Marvin Hagler. Didn't pan out for Devin Haney.
I think it did pan out for Hagler because I thought he won the fight.
Blasphemous. But same thing with Devin Haney. $500,000 a pound. But you allow the guy to come in over, and then you start complaining about the guy was too heavy. But you were bragging about how you bragging about how you got 1.5 million extra because he was overweight the week of the fight. You were bragging at the press conference. You were so happy, and then you end up losing, and then you want to say he was too big. So I don't know. We'll see.
This fight to me is like a total mismatch. I think Eubank is so much bigger than him.
Well, he
Eric, just looks so much bigger than him.
Here's another point that I made, right? And I've been making a lot of times when the smaller guy has moved up in history, the smaller guy tends to win. Like we can go in history like Pacquiao beat De La Hoya, Pacquiao beat Cotto when he moved back, Pacquiao beat Margarito. Floyd moved up and he beat De La Hoya. Floyd moved up and he beat Cotto. We can go down the list of like guys moving up. But the difference is there's usually a skill gap. The smaller guy usually has an edge in skills.
Right.
But I don't
see that here.
I don't see that here. I think you got the bigger guy.
Eubank is a much more skilled fighter than Ben. Yeah, I think Eubank was definitely a much more skilled fighter. Yes. So you have a bigger guy against a smaller guy who's more skilled.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's just I think it's a mismatch, man. I really do.
There's
nothing about this fight that actually comes to me and says, hey, let's watch this. It just seems like a mismatch.
I hate to say it. The build-up's kind of roping me in here, though.
Well, sure it will, because you got both guys. Yeah, Chris Eubank Sr., Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn are going to be there.
Sure.
And let me tell you what, I love Chris Eubank Sr. Let me tell you, that guy was in the corner with a tuxedo working on his son. He's the sharpest dressed man in boxing.
Oh, that guy's great.
He's awesome.
That guy's the best.
All right, let's bring Robert on here. Robert, you're live.
Hello, guys. How are you?
How are you?
How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing fine, Joe, and it's Robert. Okay, let me comment on a few things here. First of all, the Eubank Ben fight, that's going to be a complete disaster. When the last time Ben was in the ring, I think it was last year, like in March in Vegas, he fought at 154, and he looked like he couldn't handle 154. What makes anybody think he can handle 160? Remember, he's gone through all that legal stuff with the suspensions and what have you. I think this is a cakewalk for Chris Eubank. This is easy money for Eubank. This looks like a very easy payday. Number two, I can't believe that Canelo finally took the bait and accepted Crawford, because the fact that they're waiting until September, that might be better for Crawford if they wait till September, because Canelo is used to fighting twice a year. So, and the rumor was before the Eubank fight got signed with Ben, the rumor was that Canelo was going to fight Eubank, in May. But now, since Eubank's going to fight Ben in April, I guess that's out. So I think the longer layoff is going to benefit Crawford more than it does Canelo, because Canelo is used to a routine. He fights in May and he fights in September.
Right, but we don't know that he's not fighting in May.
Well, Eric,
I'm hearing he may fight in May, Bobby.
Well, who would it be?
You call him Bobby?
And quit calling me Bobby. Quit calling me Bobby.
Why would you call him Bobby? What's the matter with you?
I hate that name.
All right, Robert. I'll call you Robert. I got to start showing you some respect around here, man. I'm not going to be like Eric, always shitting on you every week.
But no, seriously, who are they going to dig up in May? I mean,
it's not going to be a world beater. Hang by the phone.
Well,
You may be
Yeah,
getting
it's
a
gotta
call,
be-
Robert.
Robert, who would you put in the ring with Canelo in May, knowing that he has a Crawford fight on tap for September?
You know what? I don't think he's ready for it, and we'll find out on Saturday when he fights. But how about Pacheco?
Do you? Okay, I'm not hating that.
I mean, I don't think Pacheco is ready for somebody like Canelo, because I think he's still in the developmental stage. I mean, he's looked good against the opponents he's been with, but if you want to give Canelo basically a walkover, why don't you? Depending on how Pacheco looks this Saturday when he fights, how about sticking him in with Canelo in May in Vegas?
I don't hate that. I don't hate it because it's a tune-up fight. You know, I mean, you know who's going to win the fight, but yeah. Hey guys, if you like what we're doing out there, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, like and subscribe. That really, really helps us out. So Robert, you would put him in with Pacheco, pending Pacheco, of course, wins on Saturday.
Exactly, and also depending on how he looks, you know, if you're going to get a fight with Canelo, you have not only do you have to win, but you have to look good doing. So, you know, it'll depend on his actual performance. As far as the Tyson Fury thing, I think this is a negotiating ploy. I see Turkey Al-Sheikh opening up the checkbook, making it bigger, and we do get the Anthony Joshua fight, and that is a fight that Tyson Fury can win. Anthony Joshua, you said Anthony Joshua may have more left in the tank. I don't know if I agree with that, Eric.
No, we were talking about Wilder versus Wilder.
Versus
Robbie.
Wilder.
Robbie versus Wilder.
versus
Oh,
Wilder.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, Tyson Fury wrecks
Wilder,
Joshua.
Yeah. No, Fury can wreck Joshua, and Wilder can wreck, and Joshua can wreck Wilder, and Fury can wreck Joshua.
Well, Robbie,
that's how
here's the big
goes.
question, Robbie.
Yeah.
Here's the big question.
Okay.
What if Fury starts attacking the buffet tables again?
Oh, come on.
I think
what
he's
is
going,
with you? Why are you fat shaming
Listen.
Dan Rafael? You're fat
Listen.
shaming Tyson Fury.
I'm-
What's the
I
matter
am
with
taking
you?
a stand. I'm taking a stand
Look,
against clinically
Eric-
obesity. I don't want. I'm
Eric,
trying to.
when he-
I want to kill clinically obesity.
You got that?
That's what I
want to
want.
kill clinically
Eric,
obesity. I want to kill clinically obesity. That was the sentence that just came out of your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Obesity.
I want to kill clinical obesity.
I want.
What's
Excuse
the
me.
matter with you?
I want
Get
to
it
kill
together. Words are
clinical
hard.
obesity.
Words are hard.
I want
The
to kill
problem you have,
clinical
Eric-
obesity. Thank you for correcting me. I have to speak well here. I mean,
Yeah.
I hold myself to high
problem-
standards as well.
The
Asia Carrera.
the problem you have,
I mean,
here, Eric. The problem you have here, Eric. The first time Usyk and Fury fought, Fury was at 262. Between May and December, he put on 19 pounds.
it's horrible.
Like more weight was going to help him win the fight. When
He
you
was
set a
supposedly in
pattern
camp for
like
3
that-
months, by the way, where he didn't see his
Well,
wife
and
and
I
kids.
don't-
You know, come
I don't
on.
believe that. I don't believe any of that.
Nobody
either.
believes it.
You know.
We want to make America healthy again, Eric. That's what we want to do here.
Make America fit again.
Maha. This is the Maha movement, okay? I want you to go outside and touch some grass, get some exercise.
Touch some.
We
And
want-
remember, Martin. You mentioned Martin Piccoli. Remember, Martin Piccoli is supposedly on that February 22nd card because he's going to fight Caballero on that card. That's his next fight. So
Where is
I-
you may know, Robert, because I don't know,
Okay.
and he's been on a milk carton for a while now. The dude from who is the dude from the Olympics, the heavyweight, the super heavyweight? What's his name?
Jalalov.
Yeah, Jalalov. Jalalov.
Yeah.
He signed the top one.
I
too.
think he's. I think he's totally disappeared from boxing. I doubt we'll ever see him again.
I don't know what's going on with that dude, man. He won a second gold medal. He shouldn't have been in there to begin with because he's so much better than everybody else. because he's a
but
professional.
no, you have Piccoli fighting, the guy from Germany. If he wins that fight, I would like to see Piccoli fight Bang. I'd love to see those two fights.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's a
not
good
bad.
fight, Robert.
I don't hate that. That's why Robert always comes up with good. He's a good
He's
matchmaker.
a good matchmaker, isn't he?
He is a great matchmaker.
Yeah.
Robert, let me ask you a question.
Well,
Let me ask you a quick question.
Don't
Robert.
screw it up, Robert. Yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you think that Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be on pay-per-view for us too? Because you know it's going to be pay-per-view for the UK people.
Yeah, no.
No,
way.
I know. I don't think the zone will make the U.S. people pay for
They
that.
won't do that to us, right, Robert?
No, I don't think so. And speaking of pay-per-views, out of all the ones listed so far this year, the only one I'm guaranteed to buy is the February 22nd card. I like David Benavidez, David Morrell. I think that's going to be a good fight, but I'm not going to pay what they want for it.
You're not buying that?
You're not buying that fight?
Robert, you're not going to buy it?
They want close to $80 for that. I
They do
guarantee
want a lot of money for that. That's
I don't.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And the undercard's not even that good.
No, I like that main event, but
That's
I don't
a
like
PBC thing, isn't it? That's the PBC.
Yeah.
Everything's pay-per-view over there. $80.
All right, hold on. February 20th. Let me look
And
who's on that card. Hold on.
not only that, February 1st they're going to charge you $80, and March 1st they're going to charge you $80. I'm not paying for either one of those.
Yeah, February 1st, David Benavidez, David Morrell, you got that one. Brandon Figueroa, Stephen Fulton, Isaac Cruz, Angel Fierro. That's not an $80 card, guys. Jason Rosario's on the card. That's not an $80 card.
And here's the thing, Eric. Here's the thing, Eric. It's not just one pay-per-view in the month. It's two pay-per-views.
Yeah, who's their second pay-per-view?
The February 2nd pay-per-view.
On March 1st.
Oh, you talking about the DAZN card? I thought you meant for PBC. Okay.
No. Yeah.
I knew about that one.
No,
not for BBC, but two pay-per-views total.
Yeah.
Eric, here's what PBC is going to do to the consumer. February 1st, they're gonna stick you for $80, and March 1st they're gonna stick you for $80 because that's the Tank Lamont Rhodes fight.
But Robert, no one's gonna buy that February 1st card because they're gonna. Most people aren't gonna pay for two pay-per-views. They're gonna end up buying the February 22nd card.
Yeah. Well, Tank Lamont Roach fight is gonna be on pay-per-view. Go figure
that
out.
Is that fight still happening, or is Tank pulling out of that?
As far as I know, what's happening. I mean, there was rumors that he was going to pull out or he was pulling out, but I think that was just nonsense. Nobody reported it. No, there was no legit source. Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, let's move forward here. So Errol Spence has pulled out of the fight with Sebastian Fundora. I'm going to make a prediction. I think he's done. I think he's absolutely finished.
Should be done.
He's done. That let me tell you what, that beating from Crawford, he's done.
But even looking at his whole demeanor and just the way he
doesn't want it anymore.
His whole physical appearance, the week leading up. What was I saying the week leading up to the fight? He does not look good.
Yeah.
He looked emaciated.
Yeah. And I don't think I tell you what, him fighting Fundora, I mean, maybe he wins, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But he had cited in an article saying that he was lucky to be alive, after he had pulled out or whatever. He just kept saying, he was lucky to be alive. It was a car wreck. Not many people survived that, get thrown from the car. I tell you what, I think there's some serious PTSD from that car wreck. I think there's probably some PTSD from that fight with Crawford. And I think that he's made some money. I think he's made a lot. I mean, he's made a lot of money, and I think this is it for him. And if it is, I mean, I wish him the best. He was a great fighter while he was here. But if you're even on the fence about it, get out. This isn't the kind of sport where you can be on the fence, man. You're either all in or you ain't in at all. You can't be talking about retirement and everything like that. You're either all in or you're not.
It's time to get out.
Speaking of another fighter that we haven't seen in a while, after the severe beating he took, what about Tim Tszyu? We haven't heard a thing. We don't know what his status is.
He's another one. He's another one that I don't know where he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows where he is?
That was a tough loss. He's coming
And
off
the,
it too.
yeah. So
The loss against Fedora, you
if
talking
I'm,
about?
No,
Yeah.
he
well, not only
Bakram lost.
he got beat by that,
the guy
he got
Bakram.
beat
Yeah,
by that Russian. Remember?
That's
Russian
right.
guy.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Got knocked out, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, got knocked out bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a severe beating, and it only took like 3 rounds to administer it. It was
Yeah.
bad.
I do remember
Yeah,
that
bad.
now.
Um,
Yeah. That ain't good, man. That ain't good.
No.
Ex-champ Jamel Herring was arrested after alleged domestic violence. According to TMZ, Herring's wife went to the Mason Police Department on January 8th to speak with officers about an alleged incident that happened 4 days prior. Herring's wife claimed that the fighter arrived home extremely intoxicated around 2 a.m., and upon entering their bedroom, he began bullying her over relationship issues. The wife said she left the room. He followed and viciously attacked her by punching her body, pulling her hair, choking her, and throwing her.
Oh, no.
The report states the wife provided pictures from the alleged incident that show scratch marks on her neck. But when police questioned Herring about the images, he claimed they were from a separate incident in December 2023, in which he was also arrested for domestic violence.
That's not good.
No.
She's got to get away from him.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah.
She's
No,
got
I hate that. I'll put this out here. I hate bastards that put their hands on women like that.
Yeah.
Robert. That's right, Robert.
And in football, you see a lot of football. This happens a lot in football, and unfortunately, you see a lot in combat sports too. And I don't know if there's a correlation. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is.
I disagree with Little Penny. Even if the woman hits you first, I wouldn't hit her back.
No, you don't ever. No.
I never hit women.
Yeah, it's never an excuse. Even if she cheated on you, just leave.
Yeah,
just leave the situation. Away. Nothing good is going to happen by you attacking her or her new boyfriend or whatever. Nothing good is going to come about that.
Well, Eric, that happened. That happened to me. That happened to me over 20 years ago. My ex.
Robert, don't let it out, Robert. Keep it to yourself, Robert. I don't want your personal business out there. Don't do that.
Stop it. Stop. Let him tell the story, B.
All right, I'm sorry, Robert. I shouldn't tell you what to do. Go ahead. It's your life.
Grown man.
No, I seriously. That scenario actually happened to me, and I basically walked out. You know.
Good for you, Robert.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Good for you, Robert.
Walked out.
You had a lot of self-respect for yourself. You knew what you were worth.
That's right.
Don't take that crap from anybody.
Yep.
That's it. There you go.
Yep.
All right. And then finally, Saddam Ali is making a comeback.
Oh, my God.
Oh. Friend of the show, by the way. Friend of the show, Saddam Ali. So maybe just take it down a notch. All right. Friend of the show, Saddam Ali, is making a comeback February 23rd in Brooklyn. He's only been out. I mean, it's not like he's been out a long time. He's only been out since 2019. All right. So now he's making a return. What is this, 2025? What is that? What is that, Robert?
That's 6 years ago, man.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. That's not a big deal.
Of course it is.
Not a big deal at all. I don't know who he's fighting. Why come back at this point, though? I mean, realistically,
a lot.
I mean, do you think you got? There's a couple questions I have to ask here. Like, realistically, do you think you got better over these 6 years than you were 6 years ago when you lost to Munguia? You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get better with age. It just doesn't. Listen, athletics don't work like that. You just don't. It never works like that. So, like, and you know how good Saddam was. Saddam was a very good fighter in the amateurs. Professionally, he was good. He won a title and everything. I get that. And he beat Cotto.
Big win over Cotto, right?
Beat Cotto. Yeah. He's good. He was never the fighter that he was in the amateurs, though. No question. I don't think that's up for debate, right? What possible good would coming back here? Does he actually think he'd have a shot at a title coming down? You know what I mean?
Well,
like what?
He must need the money. That's the only thing
I was just about to say. I hope he's not coming back just for the money.
Well, he's promoting the card. It's what is it? World Kid Productions.
Okay.
And he's promoting the card and everything like that. So I get all that, but why come back 5 years later? You know what I mean? That's a tough sell for me. It to me, it doesn't make a
Yeah.
lot of sense. But that's just me, man.
I agree, Eric.
Yeah, that's just me. Robert, what are your thoughts on this?
No, like I said, the only thing I can think of, and it's the same with Deontay Wilder too. These guys must need the money if they're going to take fights like this. And I mean, who's to say Curtis Harper may pull the same thing again? He may walk into the ring and walk right back out. You know, I mean, come on.
It's like I'll be
You
walking
can't
around my
trust a
living
guy
room.
like that. You know?
What's that?
I'll be walking out of my living room on that fight.
You walking out of your living room in the Curtis Harper fight? Because you know that fight's going to be on pay-per-view, right?
Oh, probably would be.
You know that fight's going to be on pay-per-view. The PBC
Well,
dudes.
that's another one. Hey, Eric, I can guarantee you that's another one I will not buy.
Yeah. No,
That's
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Robert. All right.
we have to seriously do something about this pay-per-view model. At least Herky has lowered the pay-per-view price, but not everybody's gotten on board with that because we still have.
What is the pay-per-view price on the 22nd? What is the price on the 22nd?
How much does the 22nd card cost, Robert?
It'll either be 40 or 60.
No. It'll either be either you know or you don't know. No speculation here.
No, well, the last two cards of his, one was 40 and one was 60. So that's what I'm going by.
All right. I don't know. $80
We'll let you use the empirical data, Robert.
$80 is a lot to spend on a card, man. It just is.
Yeah, yes,
especially with everything else going into break. Monday, what is it? Tomorrow, he's going to sign all those tariffs.
That's right.
All that. Oh, you sound excited about that, you airhead.
We're going to start throwing people out of this country. That's a good thing.
Get the Mexicans out. Wow.
Please,
Robert, I'm going to do
Robert.
I'm going to do you a favor and put you on hold, okay? So hold on.
Please, you're going to get us in trouble.
I know. Like, what? What in the world? What's the matter with you? Real quick, 347, you're live.
What's going on? It's Lamar. How you guys doing?
Lamar, how are you?
Doing great.
What's up?
Yeah, so two things, right? This guy that knocked out Tim Tszyu,
Yeah.
I want to see him fight the winner of Virgil versus Israel Madrimov.
I don't hate that. I got to be honest. I don't hate
I
that
don't
at
hate it
all.
either,
love that.
I'll tell you one thing. The winner of that fight would probably hate that.
I love that fight, but I don't know if Virgil makes it past Israel Madrimov.
I don't think he beats Madrimov.
You don't think he beats Madrimov?
No,
I think Madrimov. I think Madrimov's going to beat Virgil.
And let me tell you this. I think Madrimov walks Virgil. Yeah, I think Madrimov.
Oh,
I like Virgil. I like Virgil.
think
Don't
so.
get me wrong, but I just think Madrimov's going to win.
Yeah, that's what I think anyway. But
yeah, I like his attitude towards the sport, but I don't know about Madrimov, man. I don't know if he can get past that one, but it'll be interesting.
it will be interesting for sure. For sure.
Yep. And so Spence, right? If Spence is to come back, I say throw him in the Wolf's Den. I say throw him in there with Serhii Bolchuk.
That's a tough one.
That's a real tough one. Yeah, I think he's done. I really do.
I think he's done.
I really think he's done. Because, I mean, he's coming back after a layoff to fight for a title. And Fundora, listen, Fundora's not a cakewalk. But you figure Errol Spence, back in his prime, would have been fine against Fundora. It wouldn't even have been a test.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, man. It's interesting. I'm interested to see who Fundora is going to pick up after this. Because that was a big fight.
Yeah.
That was, and it's disappointing because it was a huge fight.
Yeah,
it
he
was
was
a
waiting on
huge
Spence.
fight for him. Yeah, it was a big fight for him.
He was waiting on Spence, and
Yeah.
now he's got to look for another dance partner now.
Yeah, that's
Sucks.
right. No, because they're going to start. What about Terrence Crawford?
Yeah, I mean,
But does he
I
risk
I
that?
hope he fights Canelo.
Does he risk that
No,
You know, that payday. That's a big
No.
payday, and that's what he's waited all this time.
I'm telling
for.
you,
Yeah.
he'll sit out till September to wait on Canelo. I don't think he'll have an interim fight. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. All right, my friend. We are going to put you back on the queue. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. Good call. All right, so that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at JHabib1. You can find our YouTube channel. Just type in Ringside Reporter in YouTube. We come right up. You can find me on X at Ringside73. And guys, we will see you next week.